At the end of the second season, Dwight and Bill agreed to split his Tulsa business 50-50 in exchange for Dwight getting rid of Chicky in order to prevent future disputes. Cal, who was conflicted about working with Dwight, eventually left his cannabis business in Dwight's hand after Ming's aggressive tactics. But things worsened when the FBI attacked Margaret's home, took Dwight into custody, and imprisoned him in a dark cell to coerce him into working for them just when stability appeared to be a possibility for him. This unexpected turn of events had boggled the minds of audiences, and in the opening episode of Season 3, we've gotten the answers, which also provides insight into Dwight's destiny with the FBI. Let's get into more details about it right here in this video. Please watch until the end for more information. Love crime drama recaps? Smash that subscribe button and stay tuned. At the beginning of the episode, we meet Dwight, who sits in the custody of Musso. Special Agent Musso greets Dwight and tells him that Margaret is safe before turning his attention to his past. It's not only because of Ripple's death, but also because he has shown no change or regret in spite of spending decades behind bars. Even though Bodie, Tyson, Mitch, Grace, and Fred weren't doing anything particularly too unlawful, Dwight has made them into hardcore criminals. Soon, we see Dwight being walked out of jail, and he's in his house, dropped by the agency people after warning him. Once he freshens up, Dwight goes to Margaret's farm to apologize and explain Musso's grudge, but he also ends their relationship to shield her from the blame. Soon after, Ray calls him and threatens to force a meeting by mentioning his grandchildren. Relating to the promises the Invernetsis previously made, Ray gives Dwight the opportunity to establish his own criminal family in New York, with Goody serving as a mediator. Refusing to be coerced into profit-making, Dwight says he's doing fine in Tulsa. Dwight leaves the meeting without apologizing, even though Ray is offended by his rejection. After reconnecting with his former friend Cleo Montague, Mitch, who is doing well in Car City with Fred, learns that her father intends to sell their failing distillery to a local mobster named Jeremiah Dunmire. This deal would strengthen Jeremiah to go against Dwight. Meanwhile, Dwight meets up with his entire crew at Bread 2 Buck Saloon. Mitch brings up the distillery sale by Cleo's father. Dwight says he'll give it some thought when he's asked to purchase it. When Dwight, Goody, Bigfoot, and Mitch go to the yard sale at the Montague estate, he tries to negotiate with Theo, but discovers that Jeremiah is forcing him to sell the distillery. The scenario is further complicated by the presence of Jeremiah's son Cole, who is there to keep an eye on things. While Mitch and Cole almost fight before Cleo intervenes to defuse the situation, Dwight acknowledges to Goody that it'll be difficult to break Jeremiah's influence on Theo. When Joanne forces him to bring Tyson and Grace along, Bodie becomes even more irritated. Bodie hates running drops for Bill, the man who killed his friend Jimmy. When Dwight persuades Bill to move the meeting to an EV station after their car breaks down, Casey gang members pressure them to expedite the handoff. When Bodie unintentionally brings comic books rather than cash, the Casey gang takes Tyson and Grace hostage and forces him to return to Tulsa. Before giving the money to Jimmy's killer, he lets his anger out. Dwight stands up for him, but it's unclear if he'll remain faithful in the future. At the conclusion of the Tulsa King Season 3 premiere, a fiery event takes place. Dwight and Mitch attempt to negotiate a reasonable agreement with Theo for his distillery, providing a future for both families. However, after they depart, Theo informs Jeremiah that he's supporting Dwight. Infuriated, Jeremiah gives Cole and his men the order to murder Theo and set fire to his mansion, beginning a risky new competition with Dwight. Dwight is in a difficult situation because Musso is observing everything he does and may limit his capacity to strike back. Dwight might have to remove the federal agent from the situation if Musso tightens the leash too much, which would increase the stakes for what happens next. So, what do you think? What would Dwight do? Would Dwight keep being bowed? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and join us for more Tulsa King updates every week.